Right, okay. Okay, let's move on to the next. The Nii Lante Vanderpuye one is fine, yeah. Okay, so after that, we saw, did we notice the date on that one? I think the date was 26th of March. No, the date. The date was on 26th of May. That's when we published this opinion. It was May 26th this year. That's when we published the opinion. Now let's go. Nii Lante Vanderpuye on 11th June 2026, a few days after we published the 26th of May, 11th June, about a week or so. He comes and says that, I'll resign for NDC chair race if Asiedu Nketia does not run. Now, up until this time, it was almost certain. Everybody knew that Asiedu Nketia was running. Everybody knew that. But we believe that when we put out that editorial and put the road sign thing there, the photograph, and showed him that party chairman is on the left and the general executive government is to the right, you can't really cross because there's a big chasm in between, and navigating that chasm, which has many, many pitfalls. Do you know what steeplechase is, viewers? The military people, they have something called steeplechase. And in steeplechase in the military academy, there are many obstacles, and there's water somewhere, there are some lions waiting for you somewhere. And if you used to play snake and ladders, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So there's a chasm between being a party, executive of a party, and coming into executive government. And we thought that it's going to be very difficult for Asiedu to navigate that. But then comes Nii Lante Vanderpuye, says that I'll resign for the NDC chair race. That is to say, he'll resign his position given to him by John Mahama as a DRIP coordinator if Asiedu Nketia doesn't run. So Nii Lante Vanderpuye is the first person who throws it out that, hold on a minute, Asiedu Nketia may not be running. He also indicates in this post that he is a loyalist of Asiedu Nketia, and that if Nii Lante Vanderpuye were to run, he is indicating to us that he will be running as part of Asiedu Nketia's philosophy. That's what this post means. I will resign. He says, if Asiedu is running, I'm not running. But if Asiedu is not running, I am going to run. It means that he's going to run on Asiedu's account. So let's see the next post. What date is that? So this is 23rd of June. Then finally, Nii Lante Vanderpuye says, I will be the chairman of the NDC by December. Nii Lante Vanderpuye. Former, they call him National DRIP Coordinator. This is a Metro TV quote card. And I believe that he has said it on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana. And that's where he said this. So we are just showing you the trajectory and showing you where we are today. So as it looks like, therefore, that Asiedu Nketia wants to run the party through Nii Lante Vanderpuye so that it will be easier for Asiedu to navigate the processes. Okay, now let's look at this. And very good, thank you very much. So you see that Asiedu Nketia on the top of your screen, the arrow points down to Nii Lante Vanderpuye, and from Nii Lante Vanderpuye, the arrow comes to the National Democratic Congress. So this is going to be the picture that Asiedu Nketia is trying to create. All right, John Mahama people are watching, yeah, they are watching. And so they see that Asiedu is trying to be very clever. He is going to step aside, and Nii Lante Vanderpuye is going to be chairman. Nii Lante is going to do virtually everything that Asiedu Nketia wants in the processes leading up to the selection of the presidential candidate. The John Mahama people find this quite dangerous, and they think that it's something that has to be worked on. And so they sit down, they dream, they pray. One day we wake up over gold board issues. This is what Nii Lante Vanderpuye is reported to have said on CTTV. And this was on the 19th of August, 2026, when comments came from Nii Lante Vanderpuye that were adverse, or the NDC faithful thought it was adverse to the credibility of Sammy Gyamfi, the chief executive of Gold Board. Here, Nii Lante Vanderpuye.
Everyone has a style. Everyone has a style. And you are asking me.
Could you have a style, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Everyone has a style.
Are those words you use?
No, I wouldn't use
those words.
I wouldn't use those words.
Fair enough.
But you see, by my communication background, I wouldn't want the person, because you are not speaking to only that person. You are speaking to many other people. So that one, I will sit here and apologize on behalf of Sammy Gyamfi, even if he has not done that. I will do that because it's my boy. Sammy, it takes me as a senior person, just as you do. And I would say he's not a communicator. He's not a communications expert like me. He hasn't done communication. I have done communication, and I know that by register, when you're talking, you are not talking to one person. You are talking to general number of people.
So Mr. Vanderpuye was apologizing for Sami James. He said that he had used interpret language in communicating with on the gold board matter with Alex Afenyo Markin. Okay, then all hell broke loose. Let's see this. Post after post on NDC social media. Rick also says, Masa, you have lost the chairmanship bid. I promise. You don't know the number of people whom you broke their hearts by your comments. You just don't know. And then this one comes, Moses Dasmani says that you cannot attack Sami and go free. He is a pillar of the NDC grassroots. Okay, then another one says that it's very difficult for a grown man apologizing to a younger man. Critically analyzes the situation before coming out with your thoughts is the best. That's Professor Bo something. Enoch Crypto says the grassroots, well, he wrote it grass rot, but he meant grassroots has already decided. It's too late, sir. James Frimpong says, Nii Lante, think before you speak. You can't chair the seat as national chairman. We will not vote for you. You are not a patriotic NDC. Pack yourself somewhere. And then another one says, don't waste your money. Get a chilled beer and chop chofi and fat. King Priest Archibald says, Honorable, some of your comments lately raises a lot of questions. So, and then Nanako Josafo Kantanka says, take your apology. We still have it in our archive. The time will come. Now, the no, not this one, please. The president hasn't said he wants a kid. He can take this one off. So this is what happened. Can you have me Nii Lante Vanderpuye here? I'm still on Nii Lante Vanderpuye. This is what happened, yeah? NDC people came after Nii Lante Vanderpuye, and we have actually read just a few for you. There's quite a bit more. So Nii Lante here then comes under severe pressure. Now there's a meaning to that pressure. It's not simple. If you have the Pablo tape, please hold it, get it ready. There's a meaning to this pressure. The pressure then was that Nii Lante Vanderpuye, about whom there would have been a lot of thinking in the President Mahama circles in terms of his ambition to become national chairman and how that ambition can be managed so that the Asedu Nketia philosophy does not reign after December 2026 in the NDC, because Asedu Nketia already has a general secretary, Fifi Kwete. He's primed. He's with Asedu Nketia by force, completely, 100%. Now, if they get a chairman who is not Asedu Nketia, but he's acting Asedu Nketia, they are wondering where that is going. So they were thinking about it. Then Nii Lante Vanderpuye brings himself, as they say in Ghana. He has brought himself. And so they go after him. They are not going after him just because of the comments. No. They are going after him to remove him from becoming that choice of the national chairman. So in all the fury that occurred, the National Party doesn't say anything about it, because this is a guy who has said, I'm running for national chairman. He's reported to have said something publicly that is supposedly inimical to the image of the party. The party says nothing. Why? Because the party is controlled by his boss, his godfather, Asedu Nketia. They will say nothing against Nii Lante Vanderpuye. Fifi Kwete is a scribe. How many times haven't we seen Fifi Kwete suspend people for things they've said? How many times? Fifi Kwete suspends people all the time. And he's been credited with bringing a hardline discipline to the party. Yes, that may be correct. But this one, when what looked like majority of the party youth felt that Nii Lante has not spoken well, the NDC party is silent, completely silent. They can't say anything because Vanderpuye is their man for the chairmanship. Now they have to wait. Will Vanderpuye win? Will Vanderpuye not win? A lot of discussions follow. And then, boom, the blast comes. Nii Lante Vanderpuye now goes on his knees and renders an unqualified apology. Now that decision could not have been taken without Asedu Nketiah's input. The decision for Nii Lante Vanderpuye to apologize so profusely as he did will not be taken without Asedu Nketiah's input. What it means is that Asedu is trying to clean that up so that we can move on. But that's not going to happen. As we speak today, the NDC folks who support the John Mahama agenda will not elect Nii Lante Vanderpuye. Now, they were looking for a reason not to elect him, because Vanderpuye is correct, 10 over 10, minus nothing. Vanderpuye is correct for the party chairman. There's nothing you can hold against Nii Lante Vanderpuye. He's not corrupt. The football people think that he's great. People wanted him to be Greater Accra regional minister, so you really cannot find something against Nii Lante Vanderpuye. But they found a window. He went to say that Sami Jemfi should apologize. Guy, we have the guy. This is politics, viewers. This is politics. I've been studying it for a while. It's politics. So they now have something. It may not be substantial. It may not even be weighty, but they are able to use it. I said, look at Nii Lante Vanderpuye recognizing this. Do not want that conversation to fester. So they say, look, apologize and let sleeping dogs lie. But will sleeping dogs lie? Let's see the apology that Nii Lante rendered soon thereafter. Nii Lante rendered an apology. He says, yes, this is the apology on his letterhead. In fact, when the story of apology first came, many people doubted it. Knowing that Nii Lante Vanderpuye and the way he is, they doubted it. And so he says here that, let me state clearly and without ambiguity. I think I have it there. Where is that one? Let me state clearly and without ambiguity that it was never my intention to undermine or condemn our comrade Sami Jemfi or to lend support to the attacks being directed at him and the gold board by the opposition. My record, he says, my convictions and my commitment to the NDC will never permit me to knowingly strengthen the hands of our political opponent against one of our own. Indeed, Vanderpuye says, my intentions during the discussion was to defend the work of Gold Board and the efforts that Sami has put in. Unfortunately, blah, 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 blah. So viewers, you see what power can do. This is what power can do. This is Nii Lante Vanderpuye, who Sami Jemfi had procured to help him become National Communications Officer when Sami first contested the role in 2018. At that time, Sami was a young man. He's still young, but he was just coming out of Kumasi and his law training and all of that. And he had been working for Kojo Bonsu, and he had been effective for the party in Ashanti region. And now it was his first time coming into the national focus and then to be living in Accra and be doing national work for John Dramani Mahama. He was working at the behest of John Dramani Mahama. Sami Jemfi was running for National Communications Officer at the behest of John Dramani Mahama. And Sami Jemfi needed to procure Nii Lante Vanderpuye back in 2018 for Vanderpuye to give him that political cover to be able to push through an NDC leadership race. And Vanderpuye did an excellent job for him. Fast forward, the tables have turned. Here is now Vanderpuye on his knees, begging Sami Jemfi, help me to become national chairman. I beg you. I can never offend you. Politics is about power. It's not about age. It's not about anything else. Politics is power. That's it. That's the story you're watching. How is Nii Lante Vanderpuye begging Sami Jemfi in National Democratic Congress, Rawlins's NDC, Professor Mills's NDC, John Mahama's NDC, Nii Lante Vanderpuye, Nii Lante, this is a huge NDC name. Nii Lante Vanderpuye. Today, he's on his knees begging Sami Jemfi, the chief executive of Gold Board. Politics is always about power. Now, Vanderpuye has apologized. But is the apology going to work? I am saying to you, viewers, and let me now have President Mahama and Adom-Otchere again. I'm saying to you, before I go to Guzi, I'm saying to you, viewers, that the apology is not going to work because the group here supporting His Excellency are determined that Adom-Otchere cannot have his way. No, he cannot. They don't want him to have his way. So you are going to bring Nii Lante Vanderpuye, who was a really qualified candidate. Okay, now we have him. He said things about Sami Jemfi. No, we're not going to allow it. The National Party is not saying anything about it. An apology has come through. As far as Adom-Otchere thinks, it should be okay. But it's not going to be okay.